You on your thoughts on that fight, and obviously Dana mentioned a rematch. Is that something you're looking at already as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's one of the first guys that came in and stood toe to toe with me, and he said he was going to do that, and I respect him a lot for it. And I'd love to have a fight like that every month, if my body can take it. But I took this fight on 3 weeks' notice, and I knew everything about Chang. I had watched him fight several times. He was kind of a guy I was eyeballing on the way in anyways, just because of his fighting style. And like you said, I felt like it was my responsibility to make people want to buy the pay-per-view. Having been fighting one of my closest friends, basically my brother, Cowboy, I felt like I had to sell the pay-per-view. And, there's no quitting this dog,
And for Leonard, were you surprised by the decision?
Nah, me and Chang have the same fighting style, and after I broke my hand, I felt like I was asking coach, and I could see a lot of raw, brawling style out of him. So I did what other people have done to me in the past. I danced around and frustrated him and pop shotted him until he would come in and then we would brawl again. But I felt like the little things that I did do to try to outsmart him edged me out in this decision, and it was kind of hard for me to be a veteran and be the smarter fighter. But I like I said, I've seen a lot of him in me, and that's where I think I won the fight.
Have you ever been in an atmosphere like that in the ring?
Yeah, I fought UFC 69 against Roger Huerta, and I think that was pretty close to the feeling that I had, except for, like you said, man, he didn't try any takedowns, he didn't do anything, he stood to his word, and like I said, had my hand not been broken, I would have stood to mine also. But all in all, it was a great fight. Like I said, man, I've known about Chang for a long period of time. I even told my brother before this fight, I was like, we're probably going to end up riding to the hospital together, and it came true.